boxing community. I'm your host, Ryan from the Six, man. There's no loyalty in the game, man. No friends in the industry. Boxing, y'all know what it is. Diego Pacheco splitting his ways with Jose Benavidez Sr. And shout out to Ben Whitaker. And shout out to Eddie Hearn for securing probably Britain's next superstar, man. You know what I'm talking about. Let's get into it. We're talking about Diego Pacheco leaving Jose Benavidez Sr., not only as a manager, but also as a trainer, and Ben Whitaker signing the big matchroom deal. First of all, I'm going to start by saying everybody smash the like button. I appreciate y'all for supporting the channel and, helping us reach our goals, man, as I continue to move on and try to give y'all as much content as possible. Shout out to y'all, man. Y'all always show up and show out. Y'all keep me rocking and rolling. And I just appreciate that, man, the community. But man, it was shocking news to me that Diego Pacheco decided to leave Jose Benavidez Sr. Um, the whole reason why hasn't even been, hasn't been discussed. It hasn't been said. I don't know if it's got to be said. Us as fans, we think we got to know everything ins and outs, but we'll never know everything. So we just got to listen to or not listen, but we just got to see things as they are, man. It sucks for Jose Benavidez Sr. because from my outlook as the manager, he's done the right things. He's positioned Diego Pacheco like top 5 in all the sanctioning bodies. He's put him in an eliminator fight. I think it was the last fight with Trevor McCumbee was an eliminator. So he's probably going to get a world title fight here soon. So he's positioned him up to where you need to be, man. So he's done his part as a manager on that side, I'm thinking. In the trainer side, I could kind of align with that too, because I haven't seen Diego Pacheco in a fight where I was like, man, he looked bad, one, or two, Benavidez Sr. was hindering him. But at the same time, we don't know. Maybe Diego Pacheco is saying I'm capped out, I'm not learning anything more. I need a fresh perspective. I need a new voice, or maybe there's something more there. I know the Benavidez Sr. just opened up a new gym in Seattle, and I'm pretty sure we all see David Benavidez training in Miami. Maybe there's just too much time away from Pacheco because like a lot of these guys, unfortunately feel like the coaches got to have their own attention. Like they got to be microscoped on one guy. And that's not possible for coaches, especially coaches who have multiple professional fighters in their gym. Whether they're champions or not, most coaches, they give everybody attention. They give everybody time of the day. Now, if you pay more bucks than the other guy, you might get a little bit more attention. But for the most part, the coaches are basically using their knowledge for everybody, man. They're not focused on one fighter. So, you get that aspect of it where some guys feel like they need more attention than others and they're not getting the attention that they need. So they feel like, hey man, he doesn't really mess with me that much. I might as well go somewhere else, another home. And we don't know. The grass might be greener, it might be not. That remains to be seen with the whole Diego Pacheco situation. But what I can say is that from the manager standpoint, I feel like that Benavidez Sr. did the right job with him, man. There was talks of him fighting against Christian and Billy for the WBC eliminator. I felt like stylistically that was a bad fight for Pacheco, but they were able to avoid that fight and shift to Trevor McCumbee for an eliminator, which is an easier fight, less dangerous, and your position with the WBA, I believe. So I think in the manager standpoint, that's great, man. So I don't understand, like, if you want to like leave him as a trainer, why not still keep him as a manager? He's positioned you, put you in the spots, put you in the fights. Why not just say, yeah, we're gonna stay here as a man, like with your managerial skills, we're gonna keep that because you're getting us the fights. But as a coach, I'd like to take my talents elsewhere. I don't see an issue with that at all. And I don't know, man. I don't know what Pacheco might be something deeper than that, might be personal issues. Maybe they had a conflict in the past. Like we don't know, man, what the main issue is. But I think what we do know is that Diego Pacheco is one of the guys we think who's one of the top 68 pounders. So, what how did he just end up here? he didn't end up here by mistake, man. And 23-0, 18 KOs. It looks all good. So it's really puzzling to why would you leave the guy who brought you to this journey? Why would you just walk out on it when you got this far? You're like right there. And we'll never know the real answer, but I'd like to know what y'all think, and you can drop your comments below. Let me know how y'all feel about the Diego Pacheco and Jose Benavidez Senior split. Shout out to Senior because the last two guys who have left him, he's granted their releases. He hasn't had to go and take these guys to court to prolong their careers. So he's obviously a guy, and I've heard him say it on the Boxing Voice. Shout out to Nesta Gibbs. He said, I'm fine with giving guys release. I'm not trying to hold guys back. And it sucks to me to watch because I feel like he's getting the short end of the stick of all this, putting in the work, putting in the time, you know, to get Diego in this position. And essentially Diego can just walk out, you know, leave him behind. And it's just one of those things where shout out to Jose. He's just giving him the release. He's sticking to his word. I'm not holding guys back. Um, for me, that sounds like a good manager, man. Because he could have been ugly, could have been spiteful with it. He could have said, "You gotta go through the court system." Could have got lawyers involved to get the contract, revoked. Or he could have made Diego Pacheco pay out of pocket, which I don't know. That could have happened too. That could have probably happened. Could have put a price down, and then Pacheco was okay with it. We don't know. But as far as that, man, that's a sticky situation. I don't like it, but at the same time, this is boxing, man. There's so much crazy stuff going on in boxing, so many things that I think are not very great business practices. But who am I, man? I'm not a millionaire. I don't make money from boxing like that. So maybe I'm just an outsider. I'm just talking a whole bunch of nonsense. But shout out to the Matchroom. Shout out to Eddie Hearn. I think they got themselves another one. The Anthony Joshua era is kind of, falling out. And I think Ben Whitaker is like that new guy. I think he's probably the most popular fighter, I want to say, in the UK without a championship, without a belt. I think he's even probably more popular than Conor Benn and Eubank Jr. And those guys both have cosigns from their fathers. I just think Ben Whitaker, he he relates to a lot of today's boxing fans. He's flashy, he talks, and he's got the great walkouts. He's got the look, and yeah, right now he's backing it up because he's winning. He's in the light heavyweight division, a pretty decent division, but I mean, I don't think we're looking at him like he's gonna be this monster. You know what I'm saying? Like the monsters that are there, but Ben can do work. You know what I'm saying? There's good fights for him at 75. Great fights. Buatsi, Willie Hutchison, Chativ, David Morrell possibly, Vosdick if you can get him on the way out. These are all fights I don't even know if Ben wins them all, but I think with his character, who he is, and how he acts, and carries himself, I think he can be. Even if he loses to a couple of those guys, he can still be in the conversation because of how his charisma is. I think people love that about him. The man's like a YouTube sensation, man. Didn't he have like 4 million followers or something like that? Let me go check to make sure I'm not giving y'all the wrong information, but I'm pretty sure he's got a massive following, man. Massive following. And I'm excited for him, to be honest. Ben Whitaker joining Matchroom. I think Matchroom will put him in a lot of he's got 3.5 million followers on Instagram. But I think Matchroom will put him in a lot of huge stadium like type events, and we'll see his popularity start to raise real fast. And these will be showcase fights. Like I said, I don't think there'll be huge title fights just yet, but he's got the look, he's got the style, he's got 3.5 million followers, so he's got a huge following. Let me take a look over at Conor Ben, and maybe Conor Ben has the bigger following, but those guys, Conor Ben just did a freaking stadium fight with Eubank Jr. Look, Conor Ben's only got 2.2 million followers, so he's got less than Ben. Eubank Jr. Chris Eubank Jr.'s got 920K. So between Ben and Chris Eubank, you put their numbers combined, it still doesn't equal up to Ben Whitaker's followers. So the dude has a bigger following than both those guys. And I think for sure in the UK, those fans pack out. They come and watch their guys. They represent. I love it. So I hope for sure they can pack out for Ben Whitaker. And you know Eddie Hearn, he's gonna do his magic, man, to get him in some good fights. Not dangerous fights, but good fights, domestic fights. That's what he needs to build Ben Whitaker correctly. Build him up right. Ben still got a lot of time. He's extremely young. So I'm not expecting him to be in any title fights anytime soon, but he can definitely build, man. Definitely build. Build up that record, build up those names, and get some signature wins, man. He's only 9-0. So he's 9-0 with 6 KOs. Yeah, he's highly regarded because of what he's done in the short amount of time and his flash and flair. But the reality of it is he can do a bunch of main events in arenas, 15,000, maybe 10,000. He can sell out and work his way up there to 15. But I think Ben Whitaker is definitely the goods, and he's gonna be in some good fights here. And shout out to Matchroom. They got a good one, man. So y'all let me know what y'all think about that in the comment section. Make sure you smash the like button, like the video, man. Subscribe to the channel. Y'all know what it is. And yeah, man, we're gonna go live twice a week. So make sure you check the channel out. We do go live twice a week. We do live call-ins as well. And just talk boxing, man. Shout out to y'all for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I'm your host, Boxing Talk Up North. If this is your first time, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the alert button so that you can get the alerts when I go live, man. I'm your host, Ryan from the 6. And we out of here. Peace.